Good luck finding affordable tickets for the Indiana Fever preseason game against Brazil at Carver Hawkeye Arena. Seats at the arena for the May 4th matchup between the Indiana Fever and Brazil were first offered to season ticket holders and a few top donors. It didn't take long for them to be gone.
Ain't nobody paying $8,100 to watch Angel Reese play ball, especially when there are tickets. There was a ticket available for $29. $29 to see Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky play at the LSU.
Give it up for the Fever. We're playing a game right here, baby. Woo! They're coming to town. You better save up, because I bet it's going to be pretty expensive, but we'll see what we can do.
37 minutes. That's all the time it took for all 13,000 tickets to sell to season ticket holders. The University of Iowa is trying to make sure the tickets go to fans and say the legislature may do even more. The words "sold out" are plastered on the doors at Carver Hawkeye Arena and the team's website for tickets to see Hawkeye legend Caitlin Clark and her Indiana Fever take on the Brazil women's team in a preseason game.
They were all gone before general sale to the public even started. Clark and the Indiana Fever are returning to the University of Iowa for a WNBA preseason game against the Brazilian national team. That game is on May 4th.
It's a big situation again, like Caitlin Clark selling out Iowa, sold out a preseason game. People saying it sold out in 40 minutes. This is within 20 minutes. Like, obviously, you couldn't get onto the damn website. It's sold out. You could have been trying to refreshing the page and not got tickets. Most of the time, it officially sold out in 40 minutes, but like realistically, it almost crashed the website.
Have you seen what the highest one is?
I haven't.
That's like 45 grand.
What?
Front row seats.
Is that it? You should get something. You should get a souvenir or something,
Exactly.
right? For
Get a
$45,000.
signed jersey by Caitlin Clark.
We knew it was a hot ticket.
Yeah,
but
we
wow.
knew it would be, right?
Imagine the roar of a sold-out arena, the electric buzz in the air as fans flood in with anticipation, and then pause for a moment to consider this astonishing fact. Caitlin Clark managed to clear 15,000 seats in just 36 minutes. Not a regular season game, not even a championship. This was a preseason homecoming exhibition set at the storied Carver Hawkeye Arena. Meanwhile, on the other side of the spectrum, Angel Reese's game, held on the same night at LSU, offered tickets for a mere $29 each, and yet the seats remained nearly empty. The contrast is as baffling as it is riveting, forcing us to ask, what is it about these two superstar athletes that creates such a chasm in fan response? And more importantly, what does this discrepancy reveal about the shifting dynamics in women's basketball? Caitlin Clark's phenomenon isn't just about a game that sold out in record time. It's a masterclass in market power, brand building, and fan connection. The Indiana Fever's decision to schedule a preseason homecoming at the very place where Clark first etched her name in college basketball history wasn't merely a nod to nostalgia. It was a deliberate play to ignite fervor among a loyal fan base. As ticket sales exploded, with every one of the 15,000 seats disappearing in less than an hour, fans were not only willing to pay face value, but also turned to the secondary market where prices soared dramatically. Some front row seats fetched astronomical sums, even reaching upwards of $45,000. The frenzy wasn't accidental. It was the result of meticulous planning, a carefully curated narrative that positioned Clark not merely as a player, but as a phenomenon who commands attention whenever she steps on the court. Every click on the ticketing website became a testament to her drawing power, her ability to transform an exhibition into an event that transcends ordinary sports. But then there's the puzzling counterpoint. Angel Reese, heralded by many as a rising star with a compelling story of her own, faced an entirely different fate when her game was announced. At LSU, where the atmosphere typically crackles with the promise of high-stakes rivalry, the $29 tickets sat unsold while the buzz remained subdued. It wasn't just a matter of price point or timing. The very energy that propels an arena into a frenzy was noticeably absent. The contrast between the two events was stark. While one game ignited a buying frenzy and a resale market that defied expectations, the other was marred by silence empty seats, and a palpable disconnect between public anticipation and actual attendance. In a world where social media metrics often masquerade as measures of star power, the cold, hard truth of ticket sales numbers delivered an unfiltered verdict that left no room for doubt. Market dynamics favor the player who not only performs on the court but also captures the imagination of a dedicated fan base. Delving deeper into the reasons behind this ticket sales gap, it becomes clear that the issue is far more complex than mere popularity. Caitlin Clark's game tapped into an aura of inevitability and legacy. Her presence isn't just a spark that ignites excitement, it's a beacon that attracts both die-hard fans and curious newcomers alike. There's an intrinsic loyalty among Iowa's basketball community, a connection that spans years and generations, and Clark's narrative is interwoven with that local identity. Every minute on the court reinforces her status as a hometown hero, a player who represents not only athletic excellence, but also a storied tradition that fans are proud to be a part of. In contrast, while Angel Reese has certainly built her own narrative of promise and potential, her public persona seems to have struggled to translate into the same economic impact. Despite bold statements and a media presence that suggests star power, the true test of popularity in today's sports landscape is measured by ticket sales, and here the market has spoken with brutal clarity. The contrast isn't merely an anecdote, it's a reflection of broader economic realities in professional sports. The resale market, often seen as a mere byproduct of initial sales, has become a veritable barometer of market demand and fan fervor. For Clark's game, the secondary market didn't just mirror the primary sales, it amplified them. As tickets changed hands at exponentially higher prices, it became evident that demand had far exceeded supply and that the initial pricing had left untapped room for escalation. Meanwhile, the market for Reese's game remained stagnant. Despite the promise of low-cost entry, tickets priced attractively at $29, the anticipated surge in attendance never materialized, leaving empty seats as a stark symbol of underwhelming interest. In many ways, this disparity points to a phenomenon where star power is not just about on-court performance, but about the ability to generate buzz that drives economic value. The underlying question is, what is it that makes one player a magnet for high-value ticket resales, while another, despite similar credentials and media exposure, struggles to create comparable excitement? Looking at the numbers provides a window into a larger narrative. For Caitlin Clark, every sold-out minute of the game translates into more than just a financial success story. It's an affirmation of a new era in women's basketball. The rapid sellout, the subsequent explosion on the resale market, and the relentless chatter across social media channels all point to a phenomenon that could redefine how the league is perceived and marketed in the future. It's not just about filling arenas. It's about creating experiences that resonate with fans on a visceral level. When fans scramble to secure tickets, even at inflated prices, they're not simply buying a seat. They're investing in a moment, a memory, and an opportunity to witness history in the making. In this context, Clark's impact extends beyond personal accolades. Her ability to drive attendance figures and revenue streams could potentially influence how teams allocate resources, negotiate sponsorship deals, and even shape league strategies for upcoming seasons. Yet, the market dynamics are not solely a reflection of individual performance. They are also deeply intertwined with the cultural narratives that envelop each player. The social media frenzy that accompanied the sellout of Clark's game was not merely about numbers. It was about storytelling. Fans, commentators, and analysts alike took to platforms to share screenshots, post memes, and debate the implications of a ticketing phenomenon that defied conventional expectations. Every viral post, every side-by-side comparison of empty seats versus packed stands served to underscore the broader narrative that in today's sports world, popularity is measured by the willingness of fans to part with their money. And when the numbers are stark and unyielding, they deliver a verdict that leaves no room for revision, a verdict that challenges established notions of star power and forces us to reconsider the very metrics by which we judge athletic success. As we move beyond the initial shock of the ticketing disparity, the implications for the future of the WNBA and women's basketball as a whole become increasingly apparent. The contrasting scenarios set the stage for a potential paradigm shift, one where the economic impact of a player is recognized as a critical factor in determining their place in the league. For teams and league executives, the data offers both a challenge and an opportunity. A challenge to bridge the gap between media hype and actual fan engagement, and an opportunity to learn from the successes of those who can turn a preseason exhibition into a full-blown economic phenomenon. In this rapidly evolving landscape, strategies that once seemed unassailable are now subject to scrutiny under the unforgiving lens of market dynamics. The story of Caitlin Clark's record-breaking game is not just a celebration of individual prowess, it's a call to action for the entire league to reassess its approach to marketing, fan engagement, and ticket pricing. If the goal is to sustain and build upon the newfound momentum, then every stakeholder must pay attention to the subtle, yet powerful, signals embedded in these numbers. At its core, the drama unfolding around these ticket sales isn't simply a tale of two games. It's a reflection of shifting consumer behavior in the age of digital media and instant communication. Today's sports fans are more informed, more connected, and more discerning than ever before. They don't just follow their heroes on the court. They actively participate in the narrative by scrutinizing every price tag, every resale value, and every empty seat in the arena. The phenomenon we're witnessing is a market-driven referendum on what truly matters in professional sports. For some, it's the skill and spectacle of the game. For others, it's the ability to command attention in a crowded and competitive marketplace. The explosive resale prices for Clark's tickets, juxtaposed with a sluggish response to Reese's, serve as a microcosm of a broader cultural shift, a shift that places genuine fan enthusiasm and economic impact at the forefront of sports success. Social media has played an undeniable role in shaping this narrative. In the hours following the sellout, Twitter feeds, Instagram stories, and online forums erupted with comparisons, heated debates, and relentless scrutiny. Fans meticulously documented every moment, sharing screenshots of sold-out pages, posting side-by-side images of packed stands versus vacant arenas, and even questioning the very integrity of the ticketing systems. Memes emerged that cast a critical light on the mismatch between hype and reality, turning the ticket sales numbers into a battleground where narratives clashed. For Caitlin Clark, every viral post and every trending hashtag reinforced her status as the player who not only excels on the court but also embodies the economic heartbeat of the league. For Angel Reese, on the other hand, the silence from the ticket counter and the ensuing social media commentary served as a stark reminder that popularity cannot be faked by promotional efforts alone. In today's digital age, where every statistic is scrutinized and every discrepancy becomes fodder for public debate, the truth is laid bare by the cold logic of market economics. As we consider the future, the implications of this ticketing drama become even more profound. The stark difference in fan turnout and resale values raises critical questions about how upcoming games might be structured, how teams might allocate marketing budgets, and even how the league might adapt its overall strategy to ensure that every star receives the recognition and the financial backing they deserve. Will teams learn from the success of Caitlin Clark's homecoming game and replicate that model for other marquee players? Or will they be forced to confront the uncomfortable reality that not every star, regardless of media presence or social media clout, can fill an arena on command? The answers to these questions will undoubtedly shape the future of women's basketball in ways that extend far beyond the confines of any single exhibition game. This is a story of transformation, a narrative that transcends individual players and speaks to the very heart of sports economics in the modern era. It's a tale of how one player's ability to command a crowd and drive unprecedented demand can spark a market revolution, altering the financial landscape of a sport that is rapidly gaining traction and legitimacy. In the midst of this transformation, the contrasting fortunes of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese serve as a compelling case study, one that challenges long-held assumptions about talent, popularity, and the true drivers of success. Their stories are interwoven with the hopes and dreams of countless fans, the ambitions of league executives, and the evolving expectations of a new generation that measures success not solely by accolades on the court, but by the tangible impact on ticket sales and overall market presence. So, what does the future hold? Could we be witnessing the dawn of a new era in women's basketball, one where the economic clout of a superstar redefines not just team strategies, but the very culture of the sport? As teams look ahead to upcoming seasons, the market's message is clear. Fans will always vote with their wallets, and numbers tell a story that is impossible to ignore. The rapid sellout of a preseason game, the soaring prices on the secondary market, and the relentless social media buzz all point to a revolution in how we understand star power. It's a revolution that challenges traditional metrics of success and forces every stakeholder, from players and coaches to sponsors and league executives, to rethink their approach to the game. In this moment of transformation, the narratives surrounding Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are more than just individual tales of triumph and disappointment. They are emblematic of a larger shift in the business of sports. For Clark, every minute on the court is a statement, a declaration that her influence transcends statistics and taps into something deeper, something that resonates with fans on a personal level. Her ability to turn a preseason game into an economic spectacle is a testament to the power of authentic connection, effective storytelling, and a legacy built on more than just athletic prowess. For Reese, the challenge is to bridge the gap between perception and market reality, to find a way to translate social media buzz and personal ambition into the kind of measurable impact that fills arenas and drives ticket sales. The road ahead is uncertain, and the pressures of modern sports economics leave little room for complacency. As the final whistle of this ticketing saga blows, one thing remains indisputable: the world of women's basketball is evolving at a breakneck pace. The dramatic disparity in ticket sales between these two high-profile events isn't just a quirk of scheduling. It's a clear signal that the market is recalibrating, that the old rules no longer apply, and that only those who can truly connect with fans in a visceral, economically measurable way will thrive in the new era. This transformation is both exhilarating and humbling, a reminder that in sports, as in life, numbers are the ultimate arbiter of success. So, as we close the chapter on this unprecedented ticketing phenomenon, we're left with a final, provocative question that lingers in the minds of fans, analysts, and players alike. Is this the beginning of a new golden era in women's basketball, one where the power of the individual transcends tradition and redefines what it means to be a superstar? Only time will tell if the lessons learned from this dramatic episode will pave the way for more innovative marketing strategies, greater fan engagement, and an overall elevation of the sport. But one thing is certain: the narrative is far from over, and every sold-out game, every empty seat, and every viral post contributes to a story that is still being written. In the end, the contrasting ticket scenarios are more than just numbers on a page. They represent the aspirations of a sport in transition, the fierce determination of athletes striving to redefine their legacies, and the relentless voice of a fan base that demands authenticity, excitement, and above all, an experience that goes beyond the confines of a basketball court. As we watch these events unfold, we're reminded that the true measure of star power isn't just in the headlines or the social media mentions. It's in the heartbeat of an arena, in the fervor of a cheering crowd, and in the undeniable truth that when the market speaks, it tells a story that is both powerful and transformative. The future of women's basketball is being written with every sold-out minute and every empty seat. And while one player's success may shine brighter in the economic spotlight today, the journey for both stars is far from over. The story invites us to question, to analyze, and to celebrate the multifaceted nature of what it means to be a true superstar in an era defined by both athletic excellence and market-driven validation. With every game, every ticket sale, and every social media post, the narrative evolves, challenging old paradigms and forging a new path where passion meets profitability in the most unexpected ways. So, as the lights dim on this chapter of sold-out arenas and unsold tickets, the conversation continues. The passion, the drama, and the fierce competition are all part of a larger movement, a movement that isn't confined to the court, but that resonates in every aspect of the sports industry. And for fans who crave not just the game but the story behind it, this is just the beginning of an era that promises to rewrite the rules, redefine success, and ultimately, remind us all that in the world of professional sports, it's not just about playing the game, it's about changing it.